All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We got lots to do today. Civic's a bit of a headache. We have to do a helicoil. I've never done a helicoil before, but on the driver's side rear, as you guys know if you watch the camber kit install, you'll see it later obviously, but the two bolts that go into the camber kit into the chassis, one of them had to have been helicoiled before we put the camber kit, so when we took it out to put the camber kit in, the helicoil came out and it's never gone back in since. So I got a helicoil kit for that, and we're just gonna try and get it to hold some tension. And other than that, Eli's got some real exciting stuff. He just got a, let's see, what did you get for the Golf, dude?
Oh, I got my intake. Yeah, we haven't shown that yet.
No, we haven't shown the intake.
So I got the integrated engineering intake, and I'll show you.
That looks so good.
That's right there.
Oh, it goes all the way along. That's so
yeah,
clean.
with the little badge there, I love it. And like,
dude,
all this airflow comes right here. This filter is so solid and it has a huge, like,
oh yeah,
piece there that it goes on. Everything is so sturdy.
Everything
bolted up easy. The coolant line was pretty easy. Unfortunately, it was still like slightly warm, but I didn't think there'd be any pressure in it.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit, so we lost a little bit of coolant, but nothing major.
Hasn't overheated?
Nope.
Good to go.
But this is where it's weird, because right here, when I go like this, my turbo inlet slightly wiggles, and that makes me wonder if it's getting like too much airflow to the turbo, if there's a slight like seal issue.
Right.
But I want to upgrade the turbo inlet pipe anyways, because integrated engineering actually sent two of these, and one has a larger piece on this side for when you do the turbo inlet pipe. So I already have the pipe for that.
Dude, get an inlet.
Yeah, so we got, oh, I gotta turn that
so the IE straight.
Yeah.
OCD kicking in
a little bit, but yeah, that's the intake. You want to hear?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Do a little riff.
Why not? That sounds good, right? Sick, dude.
And when you're driving, like you just hear it sucking in air super loud. The resonator delete, I can barely hear it at all when I'm just driving because the intake's so much louder. It's so good, but it sounds like when you get on it, the whole, like, just with everything breathing better, you know how the cars have like the in-car audio for the engine? Yeah, it's like it sounds like that is like twice as loud. Just everything's just louder, and it makes it so much more rowdy and fun.
Dude, I need one for the Veloster end.
Big time, big time.
We need one. Gonna go ahead and chuck that on the Veloster. I just gotta order one. But we gotta do a helicoil on this, and Eli's got one more super exciting thing.
All right, so we're
getting jacked.
These are not going to be on here anymore, no longer, because these are not doing it any favors. She's not looking right. So I got the Rotogrids powder coated and got some new wheels. I just went with cheap Manzini tires because I didn't really want to spend money on a nice set, because I want to have fun with these, and they came out super good. Before, I think you guys saw it was like more of like a yellow gold color, but I didn't like that, and the paint kind of chipped off. And I was like, well, I might as well just get them powder coated. So we got them powder coated. I forget the color code or the name of it.
It's like a nice bronze though.
Yeah, it's like slightly more gold than a bronze though. Yeah. Because bronze is more brown colored, right? Sure. This is like slightly more gold, so I do like that, and I'm super hyped. They're a little big for the Prelude. They're 18 by 8.5 plus 35, which I would like 17s. They look better on the Prelude, but I had these, so I was like, screw it, let's throw them on. They look better than what's on it. And
anything will look better than that, hey? Frig, man. Well,
so we're gonna throw those on and
let's get to work. First peek.
I'm really stoked with that. Those fill out the well really nicely, actually.
Those do look really good.
For 18s, I thought they would have looked really not good. And they're, come look at the fitment. Like if I was to go lower, like the perfect flush. That's really good.
That is nice.
18 by 8.5 plus 35. For Prelude guys out there, if you're debating it, they don't look bad.
Pretty good. Pretty good, not bad, brother.
Pretty good, not bad.
I'm loving it. This is what I was talking about. So you got 1 bolt and 2 bolt. And unfortunately that one there is the helicoiled one and it's not really holding tension. So I'm gonna take both of those out and see what we can do here. I got the helicoil kit. We shouldn't have to like drill or tap anything, but we got the helicoil kit.
Love me when love me when
Okay boys, let's take a look together. So that's the hole there that's helicoiled, and you can see the little bit of helicoil in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get that out and go from there. Well, that was easy. It was just hanging in there. So there's your helicoil.
There should be an arrow. I don't have it on.
Jeepers. Okay, so there's the crusty helicoil, right? There's only a couple threads left on it. So what I'm gonna do here is you've got the drill bit, the tap, the insert tool, and then the punch to punch off the little tab. So, let's see here. And you got an Allen key, I guess. So I'm gonna be needing the punch to punch off the little tabs that are on the end. Kind of looks like a spark plug. You see that little tab hanging off? You basically put this through there and then it punches that tab off. I guess they're like made to break. I don't really know. But we got a baggie of the helicoils, and then I'm basically just gonna need the install tool, punch, and the helicoils, and hope for the best. I'm also gonna put some thread sealant on it, so hopefully it works. We're about to find out. A little bit of thread sealant.
love me when love me.
Well, the helicoil actually ended up threading in quite well. I'm super stoked on that, so hell yeah. And now I guess I'm just gonna try and punch off the tab and then thread my bolt back in.
Love me. Oh, I need someone to love me. Oh, I need someone to love me when love me when love me when love me.
Okay boys, so if anyone's ever worried or curious about helicoils, they're actually super easy. Obviously you have to drill and tap, and that's the hard part, but once it's drilled and tapped, to take this little tool with the slit in it and then take a helicoil and drop it over and put that little tab that's sticking up through the slit, just make sure it's 100% aligned, slowly thread it in. If it grabs or bites, just back off and restart. You're not going in straight. And then once it's in, since that little tab needed to be on it for the install tool, you're gonna need to take that tab off, otherwise your bolt won't slide through. So you'll grab the little punch, slide it through, and then give it a swift whack with a hammer on the back. The tab will break off. They're meant to break off, and this kit cost me like 15 bucks on Amazon for all that. And if I ever need to take it back out, now I have more helicoils. It holds a lot of pressure. It's tightened down just as tight as the other side, and we're good to go. So do helicoils if you need to. They're not that bad. All right, so helicoil is installed, camber kit's holding tension, wheel and tires are back on and torqued down. If you guys remember the last week's video, if you haven't seen that, go check it out now. But we got the horn wired up in the Civic. We're in the process of redoing the headlights as well, just so all the wiring's nice and good. I wouldn't mind to put the stock fuel rail back on too. I might actually dig that out today just so I know the fuel pressure's right. We just did the oil change as well a couple videos back. That was a nightmare. And then the new Momo Monte Carlo 350 millimeter real leather wheel. And brace yourself, hun, the horn works. Super good, love that. It's on the NRG hub and NRG quick disconnect. And man, like the interior is just looking so good in this car. I am all about it. Looking super good, and I'm super stoked with it. So I guess we're just gonna do some wiring stuff. Eli had to go home because he cannot find his hub centering rings for his wheels. He had 2 out of 4 and he thinks he left them at home, so he's gonna go check at home and then be on his way back. I just messed up the exposure completely, but we're just gonna tinker with some wiring and just kind of vibe out. It's a nice fun shop day. The heli coil was way quicker and way easier than I was anticipating, so God bless on that, because that never happens with cars, especially not this one. If you guys have followed the channel, you know. So as you guys know, I got the AEM fuel rail on there, and I have been always having issues setting the fuel pressure. So I found the stock fuel rail and the stock fuel pressure regulator, but I can't use the stock rail because it's got a threaded fitting that goes on there, where with my tucked fuel system, it's a filter that threads into it. So that doesn't work very well since the filter threads right into the rail and a filter can't thread in to that. So now I'm going to see if a stock fuel pressure regulator will fit instead of the AEM regulator, because that's my only real option. Something I'm noticing right away, this is my fuel return line here, and that's the port on the regulator, and it is like hot dog down a hallway. Definitely could be a size smaller, but I think I'll be able to tighten it enough. I mean, that and gravity working with it, I think we might be able to get her going. So I'm going to tighten this on here first and see if I can rip it out before I actually start bolting it up. So little update, the outlet port on this is a lot wider and fits on the Dash 6 AN return line a lot better, but that stock outlet on the stock FPR is like a hot dog down a hallway in here. So these are Dash 6. I think I'm going to order like, I don't know, Dash 8 or Dash 4. I don't know what's bigger. I don't know if the higher you go, the bigger. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But and it's also too short now because the other one sat down a lot farther. So I'm gonna take this whole return line off and see what we can do. Boys, I am absolutely stoked right now. I just found the stock OEM fuel return line. It's perfect size. It's marginally bigger than this one in length, which is exactly what we need. And let's see. And it's the smaller port, it's the one size smaller. So I'm going to install this stock return line. I'm going to put this back on the AEM fuel regulator and put it in a box for safekeeping, so when we get a Honda and can tune, I can throw on the aftermarket regulator. But for now, while it's on a stock tune, I'm just going to run stock regulator. I'm going to put this stock fuel line back on. We're going to fire it up and see what happens. When I took off the return line, fuel started spitting back up out of it, and it was like blowing a lot of pressure. So go ahead and chuck this on, start it up and see how it is. We also retain the gauge so we can see what the stock pressure actually puts it at. So the stock fuel pressure regulator is back on with the stock hose. It does have like a big, or like it is like too long, kind of like I could definitely trim it. You got like a little ribbon there, but it is incredibly snug, and I just kind of want to fire it up and see what it's going to do with the stock rail. So let's do it. Okay, we're priming. Prime it one more time, turn it off and do that again. Start her up. Okay, we're just gonna keep watching for fuel leaks and whatnot and see what happens. Okay boys, we got a little smoke up here, but that's pretty normal for the whole race car. First time since we put the V16 in that it's holding 1,000 RPM idle and not jumping around. Exactly on 1,000, but still no leaks. And the stock pressure apparently is about 32, 33. We just got some oil on the heat wrap on the header, so we needed the oil change, so that's burning off. As well as, like I told you guys, we spilled a ton of gas, but it's already all evaporated and gone. This thing is idling and running so smooth. So smooth, buddy. Like Eli's seen and heard this thing every time it started since the engine swap. It hasn't ran this smooth since the engine swap, and I don't know. Since it had this in it. Yeah, even when you had that in it. It didn't run this good at idle. Yeah. It even like, not only does it like hold 1,000 RPM, it just sounds good. And like, what are the exhaust fans? This thing just sounds like a Subaru. Yeah, we literally have a Honda-Roo here. It sounds like a Subi. Give it some braps.
That sounds so good.
Check up here again. What's that noise?
Oh, it's these.
Woo! Okay.
Close one.
Dodge the bullet.
You see how fast we were like, what is that? We were on that.
Yeah. Okay, Eli's got his new refinished powder coated wheels on the Lude, and I gotta say, man, it does look real good. Looks really nice. I like it quite a bit.
I need to find
Does look good, man.
hubcaps that fit over the axle though, because the axle sticks out so far.
Oh my god. You won't be able to find any.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the heck?
It sits out too far.
Yeah. I don't know why, dude. And I know I don't have the hub-centric, the right hub-centric rings, so I have to order them. But
Yeah. All right, boys, and that's gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. We got some fuel stuff done on the Civic. Now it's on stock pressure, so it can't be wrong because it's stock, and I'm way too overexposed, and there's a fly trying to demolish my head. But we got the helicoil back in. Now the camber kit on all four corners is held on super tight. It was just that last rear passenger that had the hiccup with the helicoil, so that's all fixed. The stock fuel is now on, and that is all good as far as their fuel ratios go. The Civic's basically ready, man. I mean, the fuel return line's a little bit too big, so it rubs up against the intake, so I'll probably have to shorten that before we drive it and have it melt, because that's not good. But other than that, that's it, boys. Comment, like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Peace.